The best women's surfers in the world are finally back in the water, as the elite of the WSL return to Oceanside, California in a brand new competition format. Championship Tour and qualifying series surfers pair up in their hunt for the coveted Supergirl Cape, while also battling in a hotly contested regional team competition. For the first time ever, 2 capes will be awarded as Team California squares off against Team US at the 2020 Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro. For 12 years, the Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro has brought the world's best women surfers together in Southern California for what has become a classic tour stop on the World Surf League women's calendar. The 13th year of this event brings a new competition format that's a first for the surf world. Invitations went to 8 of the top WSL Champions Tour surfers, including current world champion and U.S. Olympic team member Carissa Moore and fellow U.S. Olympic team member Caroline Marks. The CT surfers were paired up with 8 invited top WSL qualifying tour surfers, including last year's Supergirl champion Samantha Sibley, to compete in a unique team competition.
Anytime you add the component of working together with a team, it always makes it a lot of fun. You focus on working well with your teammate.
I'm really enjoying, being on a team and feeling like I'm surfing for something maybe a little bigger than myself.
I feel pretty good about my teammates. It's going to be tough. It's not second best or third best, it's the best right here. So I'm excited to compete again and push it.
There's 2 titles up for the taking. The team competition for the title of Supergirl and the overall title of Team California versus Team US.
We've got some CT surfers, we've got some QS warriors, and then we have some upstarts, 14 to 16-year-olds, some of the younger crew. We've got Lakey Katie, Courtney Mia, Sage Tia, Alyssa Samantha. Samantha won the event last year. And then Team USA, Carissa Moore, Vahiti Inso, Tati and Brianna out of Kauai, Caroline and Zoe McDougall and Gabby Bryan. So some Hawaiians and some East Coasters on Team USA, and then versus the California girls.
With the outbreak of COVID-19 disrupting the competitive season, the Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro marks the first women's surf competition in over 7 months. And these pros are excited to be back in the surf.
To have this as like one of my first kind of bigger broad contests is actually really special.
No matter what, this year I was taking a year off from competing on the championship tour, so I was still obviously going to be competing in the Olympics, which changed.
It's obviously a bummer, obviously competing is what I live for and I love it so much. I'm just trying to look at the positive and be like, hey, I've still been surfing every day, I've still been improving my surfing, which is the main thing. That's the main focus for me, is just trying to improve my surfing every day. So there's still definitely been some positives to this downtime.
I think that's just been a really beautiful experience, just finding different parts of myself that I didn't really get the opportunity to explore when I was competing so much.
It's really nice though at this point to put a jersey back on, and it's really cool that Supergirl's providing an event for us, and it feels good to be getting back in the groove, and makes me feel hopeful for the 2021 season ahead.
These women are fired up to be back in competition, and there's a pretty good swell on tap for the contest. Waves are in the chest to shoulder high zone and expected to get overhead throughout the event. With the competition set to get underway, we take a look at the format of both the team and overall competitions. Day 1 is a traditional knockout bracket competition with surfer versus surfer. Each bracket is awarded points for the win for the team, with 1 point for quarterfinals, 2 for the semis, and 3 points for the final win. A win in each heat also contributes 1 point to the overall California versus US team competition. Day 2 will bring team versus team to the water in a round-robin format, with 2 points awarded for the first 2 rounds and 4 points in the final round. Raising the stakes, all points earned on Day 2 contribute to both the individual pairs and regional team scores. Starting the day is a CT heat between Team Carissa captain Carissa Moore and Alyssa Spencer.
Even from when I was probably 5 years old, I used to come down here and watch the girls compete, and it was just always so inspiring to me to see like all of the girls that I've always looked up to. And then today, being able to surf against them, I never imagined that I would be here.
So Carissa Moore there in the yellow, looking at a left, and a nice clean ride here, hard off the bottom. There's that beautiful style that has taken Carissa to 4 world titles.
Obviously, the California team is going to be hard to beat because this is their stomping grounds.
Alyssa Spencer up on her backhand, first turn, wham, nice smooth turn, and another little more vertical, that one. Third turn, even more aggressive, coming around for another one, 4, and finishing up.
Carissa gonna try and get the score, hacks it again, looking for the inside connection, and a couple more backhand slashes as the world champ kicks out.
Here we go, up and riding, Alyssa Spencer has the wall in front of her, comes around the section, bang, gets a turn. And that is the end of that heat. Alyssa Spencer takes down the world champion and moves into the semi-final.
I didn't want to give Chris any room. I knew that she's fully capable of getting a high 6. Yeah, it was definitely a little bit nerve-wracking towards the end.
A huge upset for Alyssa Spencer sends her on to the CT semis. Also making it to the CT semis is Caroline Marks, whose massive 8.5 wave gives her the win over Sage Erickson.
I was definitely like, all right, this is gonna be a really hard, fun heat, and yeah, thankfully we got some sets. It was really fun, so yeah, I'm stoked.
With the semifinal set, Caroline looks to keep Team California's Alyssa Spencer from a second big upset.
Caroline.
That's Caroline. Oh, wicked, wicked turn.
I've surfed against Alyssa since I've been like 12 years old, and we're still at it, and I feel like we're gonna be battling for the rest of our lives. I know she lives in Carlsbad, so she surfs out here a lot. I knew it was gonna be a tough heat, but yeah, stoked to come out on top.
Caroline Marks gets 2 points for Team USA.
As Caroline cruises to the CT final, she awaits a battle of 2 titans as Team California's Lakey Peterson paddles out to face Team US's Tatiana Weston Webb.
I was so lucky to get injured during quarantine. Like, it was pretty much like my first injury ever in professional surfing that I've suffered. But it ended up working out in my favor because now I feel really strong. I worked super, super hard, and I've never worked that hard in my life.
This is Lakey Peterson.
I had pretty much 6 months in Australia this year, and it was amazing. I was able to surf so much. The waves were incredible. It was their winter time, so yeah, I was able to tune out and just enjoy it.
It is Tati. Flies over the section. Big wrapping cutback. Getting the fins loose, so much speed. Lakey Peterson behind her. Up and riding now. Big, massive backhand blowtail. Round the section, another one. Lakey working this all the way through to the inside, and that was a magnificent exchange.
As Tati gained the lead in the back and forth struggle, Lakey scratches for one final wave.
Will she get round the section? Blows the tail, and again. Wow, this wave really lining up for her so fast. Another turn. She's looking for a 6.14.
Looks like it came in at a 5.5, not enough.
It was a great battle. I never gave up at all throughout the heat, and I just wanted to keep surfing good and getting good waves, and in the end I took the win and I'm super stoked.
What an amazing semifinal on the CT side of the bracket, setting up a heater of a final between Tatiana Weston Webb and Caroline Marks. That's coming up. We'll also take a look at the QS side of the bracket, including spending some time with last year's Supergirl champion Samantha Sibley. All that when we return. The Nissan Supergirl Pro is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today. For great offers on our most exciting lineup ever, shop NissanUSA.com. By the U.S. Air Force, inspiring heroes to aim high since 1947. By Power Crunch Protein Energy Bars, light, healthy, and delicious. And by Paul Mitchell Professional Salon Products, a pioneer in cruelty-free hair care since 1980. Welcome back to Oceanside, where our championship tour final for day one features modern-day legends of the sport, Tatiana Weston-Webb against Caroline Marks. With both surfers competing for Team US, this battle is all about earning crucial points for their teams of 2 in the race for the Capes.
Big first turn. And again. A 7.17 for Tatiana Weston-Webb.
I was definitely getting frustrated. Tati started off really nice. For about 15 minutes, a wave did just not. I swear I had like wave repellent on me. I could not buy a wave out there.
Caroline Marks up and riding from Florida. Nice turn, throwing some spray, and again. And a third turn.
Wow. And just like that, Marks is in the lead.
With Tatiana's answer coming in at a 5.0, Caroline attacks again, just needing a 4.0 or better to take back the lead.
2 big turns. Now going onto the inside, and again.
Wow.
She's on a roll right now.
Finally, a couple waves came to me, and I knew how to surf them really well. I think I was a little bit angry, so I was like, I'm just going to take it out of the wave, and then it worked out, so I was pretty stoked.
With her victory in the CT final, Caroline Marks earns a day one total of a staggering 9 points to give her team the lead in the hunt for the Cape. Before we move on to day 2 of the competition, let's look at what went down on the QS side of the bracket. Last year's winner, Samantha Sibley, shocked the world by defeating Tatiana Weston-Webb and claiming the coveted Supergirl Cape. We got to spend a day with this rising superstar in our Nissan profile.
Started surfing when I was 11 years old, just after I moved here from Hawaii. Just fell in love with the ocean, and being out there is so freeing and it makes me happy, so I just started doing it every day, and yeah, now I'm addicted to it and I can't stop. Yeah, I've been coming down to the Supergirl since I was about 10 or 11 years old. I'd come down here and get autographs from all the girls. You know, this event's really shaped me into the person I am. From coming down and watching it, I was so inspired, and to be the reigning champion, like, it almost feels surreal. I started Pilates about 2 years ago. Pilates is just a really great mind and body reset for me. It keeps me healthy and fit, but also there's a lot of breath work involved and helps me focus on achieving bigger and better things out in the water. It's nice. I'm addicted to the ocean. I just keep coming back. It's new and different every day, and you know, it's not like other sports where it's the same thing all the time. It's always a new chapter, a new story every single day I get out there, so that's what makes it so special, and I think that's why I keep coming back.
It was a great showing for Samantha last year, but unfortunately she did not advance out of this year's quarterfinals. Our QS final featured upstarts that would certainly help the teams in the overall hunt for the Cape, as well as who would be champion between Team US and Team California.
It is the final, the QS final between local girl Caitlin Simmons and young Zoe Bertetto.
Here we go, Zoe on the backhand. Quick snap, and another one.
The waves are pretty fun here in Oceanside. It's pretty consistent, so I get to surf like every day. And I'm pretty excited that the Supergirl is here because I've grown up surfing here my whole life.
Here she goes again, staying super busy, up and riding. There's that beautiful hat, and another one. Here's Zoe, up and riding. And cutting out.
It's gonna be Katie Simmers.
Wow! Congratulations to Oceanside's own Caitlin Simmers for taking the QS final, helping not only Team Lakey but also putting valuable points on the board for Team California. Day 2's round-robin team heats coming up after the break. Welcome back to the Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro in Oceanside, California, where it wasn't just the pros competing for a title. Supergirl also invited some of the best adaptive surfers in the world to compete on the south side of the pier. Surfers included Alana Nichols, a 3-time Paralympic gold medalist, and the 2010 Paralympic Sportswoman of the Year, and Liv Stone, the 2020 ISA Para World Surf Champion.
Liv's really putting some action on that short board.
Look at this.
Faith Lennox.
There you go. Chaka, take it away.
So Faith has been doing a bunch of really good stuff.
Long wave here.
Yeah.
Good wave choice here, all the way into the, and that was a good scoring ride.
Hold that thought. Look at Elena. Go ahead, Chaka.
Yes. Nice bottom turn. You can see the paddle work. She doesn't want to get too tied up in it. Kind of caught behind it, but definitely made a really nice drop on that.
You know what, surfing is my creative outlet. Every other sport I've done it's so linear, it's so competitive. You know, ski racing, it's just start to finish. Surfing's so creative. It allows me to feel free too. I leave the wheelchair on the shore, I get out in the ocean, and it's truly freedom for me.
2 champions crowned, and so inspirational to see those women charge this hurricane swell. It's now time for day 2 of the competition for this 13th annual Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro. Day 1 was the classic head-to-head format, but now each team will be in the water and team strategy will come into play. The 2 wave best combined score for each member of the team will count towards their overall score as well as their regional team score. Round 1 and Round 2 will award 2 points to each team, and the final Round 3 has 4 points. Let's take a look at the standings after Round 1. Team US leads Team California 9-5 in the overall regional team competition, largely due to a 5-point contribution from the dominant Team Caroline. They also lead the team competition with 9 points. Team Lakey sits in second place with 7 points, and as they take to the water in the first heat of the day, they need a win to stay in contention. But first, we go down to our sideline reporter, Rosie Hodge, standing by with Day 1 leader, Caroline Marks.
Caroline Marks, she teamed up with Zoe Benedetto. It's an epic team. Lakey's in the water at the moment. She's in second. The waves are pumping. What do you make of today?
Yeah, I'm super excited. The waves look super fun. There's a new swell filling in today, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm with Zoe, Team Florida, which is super cool. So hopefully we can stay on top. Should be a really fun day.
As the first heat of Day 2 gets underway, QS final winner Caitlin Simmers and powerhouse Lakey Peterson start their hunt to climb out of second place.
This is Lakey Peterson. How is that backhand attack? 2 good turns as we see Caitlin Simmers up and riding. This is live action. 2 big turns. Has got such great control of her board. And this is McDougall. Big first turn there.
Really good turn off the top. And nice combination of a second and third maneuver there from Zoe McDougall. That was a 6, so that kind of set the scale.
I'm just really excited for the team format. Just really work with our teammates and have like this new sort of excitement to it. I love Gabby. She's a powerhouse. One of the most powerful girls in surfing, I think, that's coming up. Definitely represents like the raw energy that we grew up surfing in Hawaii. And I love that about her surfing.
Gabby Bryant.
Wow.
Just hammering the finish right there.
This is Caitlin Simmers. Bang! Huge first turn. Second one, wrapping it back into the power source of the wave. Coming onto the inside, it's sucking up nicely now, approaching the pier. Incredible surfing.
As this heat winds down, Team Lakey needs a last-minute huge score if they want to take the win.
Lakey up and riding. First big turn, throwing a huge amount of spray. Second one, bang. Looking to get rid of 383. A third turn, taking this all the way onto the inside. Behind her, Caitlin Simmers, look at that. Huge turn by Katie, wow. Lakey still going on the inside. 16 seconds remaining.
A massive wave out the back from Katie Simmers along with the 6.5 from Lakey was enough for their team to take the heat.
There was tons of opportunity and tons of waves, and so I didn't really know I needed a score, so maybe that helped me out on the last one just to relax and surf.
With the win awarding 2 points in both the team and overall competition, Team Lakey ties Team Caroline for the first place in the race for the Cape. But Caroline Marks and her partner Zoe Benedetto paddle out for their chance to answer in the very next heat against Team Courtney competing for Team California.
We kind of had like a good strategy to kind of hug the south end, and Courtney was deeper than me, so I thought if I stayed to the side, maybe I could catch some of the corners and she could catch
the deeper ones.
Mia Collins, massive backhand gouge.
And then I just saw like all the way up the beach, Courtney drop into this big set and pull in like fully sideways. And I was just like, yeah, Courtney.
Oh, pitted. And the float. That was Courtney.
No, that was Courtney. It was, wow, pulled in and then went for the floater at the end.
Yeah, it was really fun just cheering me on. I saw a couple like nuggets. I'm like, go Mia! It was just so fun to just share a heat with someone and work together. It was really cool.
Ooh, out front, Mark.
Having a look here, and this is Mia looking to replace her wave, improve their lead. Nice second turn. And finishing it off cleanly right next to the pier. You got to see the pylons there. Can't get any closer than that.
With a strong contribution from both teammates, Team Courtney secures the win and earns a crucial 2 points for both her team and Team California, closing the gap to just a 2-point lead for Team US. And that lead is at stake in the very next heat, as Team Sage can even the score with a win against Team Tati.
Sage opens up with that 6.50, 6.5 solid opener for the blue team.
Sage Erickson obviously brings a ton of experience, which helps her teammate Tia Blanco. But the team of Brianna Cope and Tatiana Weston Webb may have an advantage, as they've been lifelong friends from Hawaii.
I'm actually really excited to be on the team. Tati and I are really good friends. We're both from the island of Kauai, so we have a really good chemistry. We've been friends since we were like 10.
So good, our dynamic with each other. We joke around tons and vibes are flowing. The good vibes, of course.
Brianna.
Brianna Cope up and riding.
Good first turn there in the lip. Nice wrap carve and then smashes the end. Solid opener from Brianna Cope for Team Tati.
I really just felt like I was a young kid with Tati again. You know, we were hyping each other up. Just a lot of good vibes and we're having a lot of fun.
Stacking up, Tati deep off the bottom. Cracks the lip. Nice carve back. And then this is where transition into the oncoming right, and she's finishing solid. So, well, she looks like she's going to be on rhythm today. So maybe some tactics. Look, Sage has 2 scores, letting Tia go. So the girls are communicating.
A hollow wave off the bottom. Nice turn. And again, big re-entry there for 2-time ISA World Junior Champion. Tati up and riding. Got some speed here. What can she do? Come around the section, big turn, carving back, and again another turn. There's the speed that we saw yesterday, all the way onto the inside. This wave lining up well. How can she finish? Strongly.
A dominant showing from Team Tati gives them the win, raising their team points to 6 and bringing Team US back to a 4-point lead. So it's a 3-team race to the team title, with Team Caroline leading and Team Lakey and Team Tati knocking on the door. More surfing action from Oceanside after this. Welcome back to the Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro from Oceanside, California. Taking care of the environment is a deep passion for all the Supergirl surfers, and they discussed with us the importance of clean living, presented by Paul Mitchell.
Well, clean living is super important to me, especially being a surfer. My workplace, my playground is the ocean, and I do feel a responsibility to try to do my part.
I think it starts with your lifestyle and your morals. Using reusable water bottles like I do every day, eliminating single-use plastic as much as you can. Little things like that can make the biggest differences.
Well, I think number one is reducing plastic use, right? Especially for the ocean. So much of excess gathers, and you know, even though we can sit here on the beach and look and it looks clear and beautiful, there's a lot of sections of the ocean that aren't, that are filled with plastics and trashes.
Just to be able to continue to have a clean ocean for future generations if we want to keep surfing, you know?
It's become such a big thing with climate change and everything, and it's so important that we think about things that we're doing and make sure that it's helping our Earth.
So important to take care of the planet so our playground can be enjoyed for generations. Here's a look at the standings at the beginning of round 2 of 3. Team California has surged in round 1 to tie the overall score thanks to round 1 wins from Team Lakey, Team Courtney, and Team Alyssa. For the title of Supergirl, Team Lakey and Team Caroline remain all tied up at 9. Team Tati is still in the hunt, but needs a win here in round 2. Out in the water first to kick off round 2 is Team Caroline, going up against the winningest Supergirl pro surfer Sage Erickson and her teammate Tia Blanco.
How could you get any harder competition? Carissa Moore, Caroline Marks, Tatiana Weston Webb, all dear friends of me, but that are on the opposing team. And so it's like a world championship tour event. There's, you know, even on my team with Lakey and Courtney, maybe some competitive fire between the teams, and I'm looking forward to that.
This is Sage. Nice first turn. Oh, big turn and whipping it back. This is Marks.
Break this down. Deep bottom turn right here. Beautiful rail gouge. Wave kind of fattens up here through the mid zone, feeling the tide. Softens up. You can see just biding her time, rail to rail. Keeping everything controlled. The arms, the lower body, and then the beautiful finish from young Caroline there. Scores are in. 5.63.
Up and riding. That is Sage again. Has found a good runner closer to the pier. 3 good turns.
It was so exciting to know that Tia was going to be my teammate, and I love just human interaction, right? And so the fact that we can kind of strategize and just focus, and so I really feel like we got the hang of it in that heat.
This was Tia. Ooh, nice front side gouge from Tia Blanco. Cutting back.
Yeah, this is just such a great event to get back in the mix. I'm so stoked to be partnered with Sage. I've looked up to her for so long now, and yeah, this is so fun.
And Tia up and riding on her backhand. Nice looking wave here. Good first turn. There's the second. This wall really lined up well. 3, perfect timing. And a 4th. Wrapping it further round. 5 backhand turns. 6.
After Sage posted 2 strong waves, Tia caps off the heat with her own contribution of a solid 6.27 and secures the win, bumping Team California into the overall lead. Another loss for Team Caroline opens up the door for one of these 2 teams in heat number 2. Team Lakey and Team Tati look to make a move for the Supergirl Cape. This is sure to be a battle.
And now up and riding. Is that Tatiana?
Sure is.
This is Katie, the youngster from Oceanside. Gets upside down. Second turn, looking for this to wall up. And a 3rd. Will she get a 4th? She does. And a 5th. Oh! This is Lakey.
Nice first turn. And through the lip right there.
This is Brianna. She has been ripping today. Ryan getting loose there.
Yeah, that was committed.
Oh, working it all the way through onto the inside. Really important heat here. Whoever takes victory will get the points, and here we go. This is Katie up and riding. Nice first turn. Oh, upside down.
It was a super fun heat. Everyone was ripping, and Tati and I had a really nice exchange.
Tatiana Weston Webb. What a fast runner. Oh, big turn.
Look at this, Fuely.
Up and riding. Again, Lakey Peterson. Wow, getting the tail out. And again.
I just don't go left very much, and I think, you know, we're on right points a lot, so that gets highlighted. It's nice to go left and kind of open up a little bit, yeah.
Wow.
The positioning and her technique, I'm loving it.
That's one of the turns of the contest.
It really is.
With the 2 most impressive waves of the entire competition, it's Lakey Peterson's 9.0 ride overtaking Tatiana's 8.83 to secure the win for Team Lakey, raising their team score to 11 points and placing them squarely in first for the chase for the Capes. Their 2 points also go to Team California, extending their overall lead to 4 points. But with the 3rd and final round offering 4 points per heat, both competitions are far from over. At the 2019 Supergirl Surf Pro, Lakey Peterson was introduced to a very special fan, U.S. Air Force Major Amy Moore. As the 2 got to know each other, they learned that they share common ground, both growing up in the Santa Barbara area and sharing a love of surfing. The 2 women met up again prior to this year's contest to talk about life as professionals in their fields and to share a surf session.
Hi everyone, I'm Major Moore. I'm a pilot in the Air Force Reserve, and today I get to go surfing with pro surfer Lakey Peterson. So how has COVID affected the tour for you?
It's been actually really nice to have some time off. I don't know, just having a moment to decompress and regroup. Last year was pretty intense with the world title race for me and stuff, so I felt like I actually needed a bit of a break, and I got it, so a bit of silver lining. It's been, in ways, really nice for me. How about yourself, though? Have you been flying more or less, or what does it really look like in, I guess, the Air Force and military side of things?
Last year I did a lot of, because I fly cargo, so I flew a lot of missions around the world. And this year those have decreased for obvious reasons. Been grateful to slow down, and I've been fortunate that I can still work.
I grew up in Santa Barbara, you grew up in San Ynez. So what was it like for you kind of growing up there and surfing and all the rest?
It was awesome. I kind of grew up playing water sports, swimming, water polo, which led me to spending time with friends who surfed and becoming interested in surfing. You know, little fun waves with friends until eventually I could do it on my own and get into bigger and bigger waves, and here we are.
Well, should we go do it?
Absolutely, let's go.
Let's go surf.
I never really thought of myself as a role model, or never came into this with the idea of searching out being a role model, but with about 6 to 10% of the pilot force being women, I do think that that just naturally happens. I love what I do, flying C-17 and flying cargo and people and medevac all over the world, but it's turned out really awesome.
It's really been fun for me just to learn more about what all of you guys do in the Air Force. I would love to learn to fly one day. I definitely admire what you do. It's amazing, especially as a female. It's really inspiring to see what you do.
So, Supergirl Surf Pro, are you ready?
It'll be really fun. The Supergirl is an event I've done for a really long time now, and I just love what they stand for, to kind of empower young women and women of all ages, really, to just be the person that you want to be and be strong and bold and beautiful. I'm just really excited to have a contest to look forward to, and it's going to be a super fun time.
You're setting awesome examples out there showing that women can surf in what traditionally was probably a more male-dominated sport, and you guys are out there. I know you're going to crush it.
Thanks so much for surfing with me today. That was so much fun. You were ripping, and I hope we get to do it again sometime. That was awesome.
What a great opportunity for these influential women to get together and share their life experiences. Round 2 came to a close, but it wasn't without its share of excitement. In Heat 4, some of the biggest names in the sport got to some of the biggest waves of the day. Carissa Moore had this impressive 8.67, but only to be topped by the highest wave score of the weekend, Courtney Conlog's 9.6. The massive score led to a win for Team Courtney and pushed Team California to a 17-13 lead over Team US. But in the race for the Supergirl Cape, it all comes down to round 3, Heat 1, Team Caroline versus Team Lakey. That heat when we return.
From Oahu, Hawaii. She takes the Supergirl Cape. Put your hands together for the queen, the Supergirl, Carissa Moore.
Yeah, it was super special winning the Supergirl back in 2018 and to put on the coveted cape.
It's awesome, just the message that Supergirl sends to inspire young girls to get into sport or surfing or just be whatever and whoever they want to be.
There's been a huge push in women's surfing the last couple years. Every year it's just been getting extra special.
Back to the sand, where it's now time for the final heats and last round of matchups. The Supergirl Cape can be won in the first heat between Team Lakey and Team Caroline. But first, let's take a look at where the points currently stand. In the overall competition, Team California holds the lead with 17 points. But with the stakes raised to 4 points per heat, just one victory can close the gap. And in the team competition, Team Caroline has lost the first 2 rounds of the day and currently sits with 9 points behind Team Lakey's 11 points in first. But again, with 4 points at stake in round 3, a win here decides who takes home the cape. Without further ado, let's get underway. Team Lakey versus Team Caroline for the Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro Team title.
Katie Simmers just going to town.
Yeah. Well, I guess Caroline got a wave. She's off the bottom. And a nice little fin drift on the oncoming section.
Up and riding though, this lady has won before back in 2011, Lakey Peterson. get another score on the board, pushing through onto the inside. Lower tide now. Nice rebound and another hit off the right.
Who's this? Looks like Zoe.
Zoe down the beach.
All my nerves kind of gone away. All the butterflies are out of my stomach. I just want to go out there and show everybody who I am, show what I can do.
She's going to work this all the way through onto the inside. Katie Simmons, wow.
Katie, she's a ripper. I've actually been watching her surf the last couple of years now. She's been on my radar.
Katie did that backhand jam, and this is it here on the replay. Bottom turn and snapping it and riding down in front of the lip. Smart. Hold the phone. Hooks it there. Snaps it again. Caroline Marks.
With that 5.37, Team Caroline boosted their total, but with time running down, Lakey Peterson scratches for one final wave to clinch the title.
Lakey in position. Bang! Off the bottom. Second hard turn. Will she get round the section? She does. 3. And a fourth turn. This could be the nail in the coffin. With 1 minute 22 remaining, she's still going. Up again, Lakey Peterson.
Let's hear it for her.
Eking in an incredible ride to beat the horn in the last minute of the heat, Lakey's wave comes in at an impressive 7.0.
That will do it. Team Lakey.
Team champions.
Today was really fun. The waves got way bigger and better today. Obviously, there's a little hurricane swell, so Katie just went local knowledge and told me where to go.
But Caitlin from Oceanside makes a clean sweep, takes victory yesterday, and is going to back it up and wear the Supergirl cape at the end of today. And they have also given Team California some more points in the team's competition.
There was a ton of opportunity. I think that always is good for surfers, just when everyone can kind of get waves. And I feel like both Katie and I caught a lot of waves and had a lot of chances. Yeah, she's a phenomenal surfer and everyone just saw it, and a really natural talent. And so it's really cool to see. You're ripping and surfing well, so keep it up.
Congrats to Lakey Peterson and Katie Simmers on their Supergirl team win. And with that, Team California leads Team US 21-13. So Team US will have to win out to take the overall title. Can they do it? We'll find out as the final heats are coming up next.
Female empowerment or strong women is more, there's more awareness around it nowadays.
It's something that I've always wanted to embody, is to empower young women to get after it and to pursue their dreams and not hold back and to be Supergirls.
Showing everyone that we're not to be taken lightly, which is of course true.
For 12 years, Supergirl athletes have inspired women to work hard and be the best person they can be. And though the event is a little bit different this year, that message remains strong. Back to round 3 action, where after Team Caroline's loss in the first heat of the round, the pressure is on Team US to win out the remaining 3 heats as their only path to the overall title. The stakes could not be higher for Team Tati as they try to keep Team US's hopes alive against Alyssa Spencer and Samantha Sibley.
Alyssa Spencer there. This is Tati.
Two nice backhand turns, finding that left.
The last one, so we figured it out how to play the tactics. Coach Tati was gnarly, so I just had to do what I had to do.
Probably Tati.
This is Tati flying down the line. Oh, that speed turn. And again, big floater, second in a row. Oh, and finishes so powerfully.
Capping the heat with a solid 7.0 wave, Tatiana secures the win for Team US and pulls them within 1 heat of tying Team California's lead.
USA needs to win this, Zoe and Gabby.
We talked before the heat, and I think we kind of switched up our game plan a little bit. We were trying to keep Courtney and Mia off of those big waves because we know that they love those, and I kind of changed my plan up from going for the more open ones, trying to look for just bigger, maybe even one-turners, which is all I ended up getting. But Gabby hammered it out and got some crazy scores, of course.
And Gabby up and riding, big slash. This wave lining up well onto the inside.
Beautiful surfing, Gabriella Bryan.
Yeah, it kind of just worked out. I got really lucky that one wave came right to me. It's really hard to find the open ones, and I kind of just, I don't know, I was just super happy to get an open face wave. I just wanted to hammer it, so I'm glad I didn't fall, and it paid off, so I'm happy.
Gabby Bryan, 8.33.
Gabby Bryan's fantastic 8.33 wave locked in another win for Team US and tied the score at 21, all in the overall competition. And with that, the stage is set. It all comes down to the final heat of the competition. Team Sage versus Team Carissa for the overall title, after a short break. The Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro was brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today. For great offers on our most exciting lineup ever, shop NissanUSA.com. By the United States Marine Corps, since 1775, winning battles for our nation and for all its people. By White Claw Hard Seltzer, crafted using seltzer water, 5% alcohol, and a hint of fruit flavor. And by Power Crunch Protein Energy Bars, light, healthy, and delicious. Welcome back to the 2020 Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro as Mark Fuel and Ryan Simmons set the stage for the final showdown of the competition.
Ryan, we couldn't have asked for a better finish. The regional teams are tied up. Who do you like the look of?
Well, I guess it's about fairly matched up. You've got Carissa, the 4-time world champion, the best in the world, and her protege, Vahiti, the youngster. And then you have Sage and Tia. So I guess it's fairly matched up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this heat will determine whether Team California or Team Rest of USA goes home with the overall regional victory for this weekend.
This is Tia.
It is Tia.
Tia, she just did amazing under pressure and ripped and did this huge turn so close to me, and I was so happy that she made it.
Oh, wow.
Sage.
Up and riding, Sage Erickson from Ventura County. Nice first turn. Powerful second turn.
Nice first turn.
You know, Carissa seemed to kind of struggle this event, and so we knew that she was going to want to get some big scores in a heat win.
Carissa Moore. Big backhand blast. Another.
It's a 9.63.
What a ride from Carissa Moore. Saving her best for last, as her 9.63 stands as the single best score of the entire competition. But unfortunately for her and Team US, it still is not enough to overtake the combined 23.00 put up by Team Sage as Team California wins the overall team title.
But Carissa Moore takes a huge score, an incredible wave, and gave it her all.
The Supergirl is one of my favorite events. It's all about women empowerment, and it's always a good time.
So that wraps up a fantastic weekend of competition at the 2020 Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro. Congratulations to Team California for the overall title, and to Caitlin Simmers and Lakey Peterson on their capes and the title of Supergirl Team Champions.
So it's awesome Supergirl was able to put this event on, and I've been really enjoying it. It was an awesome weekend and a productive weekend too, just to kind of see where I stand against everyone else and get ready for the tour next year.
On behalf of Mark Fuel, Ryan Simmons, and Rosie Hodge, I'm Lorette Nickel. Thank you for watching the Nissan Supergirl Surf Pro. And a very special thanks to the great partners that supported the event, including Patrick Young and the entire City of Oceanside team, Kilowatt Events, World Surf League, the Athletes Therapists, Eugenia Wittenberg, Islands Restaurants, Beach Break Cafe, Noodles & Company, and all of the amazing volunteers. Hotel accommodations provided by the Finn Hotel, a Tapestry collection by Hilton.